Now, in 2008, here the story goes like this. That in 2008, there was a very bad outbreak of xenophobia in the country, as a result of which at least 62 people were killed, and so on. It's true, there was that, something happened, and so many people were killed. I'm saying the mistake we made is this. The intelligence service at the time, which I was in better shape than it is today, actually looked at that matter in Alexander Township. That's where it started. That thing was not xenophobia from the ordinary people of Alexander saying we hate these Africans. It didn't come from that. It was a deliberate decision to drive out as many Zimbabweans as possible to go and vote in Zimbabwe. That 2008 election in Zimbabwe. And intelligence, our intelligence said all the details. Who started it? What meetings took place at Madala Hostel? Who was at it? All of that. It was a very deliberate, conscious attempt. You would remember, if those who were around, that the MDC in Zimbabwe even said we're going to send buses to come and fetch those people. Intelligence did a very detailed report about what that thing was. It wasn't xenophobia. It was not xenophobia in the sense of we hate these Africans. It was somebody who said, even more or less by definition, these Zimbabweans who've run away and are in South Africa, almost by definition, will be against ZANU-PF. We need them in Zimbabwe to go and vote against ZANU-PF. That group, which was responsible, they tried to do that, mobilize in Gauteng on the West Rand. There's a long report, you'll find it on the internet, on Gauteng. The local leadership in Gauteng of the ANC, the Communist Party, the trade unions, they said, no, we're not going to join that. There was no sign of any kind of any xenophobia in Gauteng. It was a political decision of the leadership. Because masses of the people in Gauteng or Alexander, people in Alexander ordinarily, they didn't want to say we want to chase Zimbabweans. It was a political decision. I'm saying the mistake we made, comrades, was that we should actually have declassified that report from intelligence. I've said this publicly, that I hope the government now can declassify that report so that people can understand the kind of detail Trevor is asking for. Practically, what is happening in our country? All instances, all of them, except in this listed one, current one, whether you're talking about Cape Town, or Durban, all the instances that we've heard of these things, they are organizers. There are reasons for it. In the Cape Town townships, it was fights among traders. So that in the end, they sat together, all the traders, like Khayelitsha, and said, let's have an agreement among ourselves, the traders. These parts of Khayelitsha, it's us, the domestic ones, will have our shops. You, Somalis or whatever, that section. And price, bread, this and that, let's not compete on price. They had a very detailed trading agreement, and that was the end of the violence. It's because you don't have an instinct among the ordinary mass of the people. The people that Comrade Vavi represents, his workers, they don't instinctively say we hate foreigners. Somebody else goes and organizes them. Like now, what is happening today